There is so many of you again. Good day, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Novosibirsk, people from Novosibirsk, for coming together again to talk about money. We had a conference the day before yesterday, so I'm on the horns of a dilemma here again because I would like to talk about what I usually talk about from a different angle or perspective. So now my job is, to take you through how our company was founded, what our line of thinking is, what our approaches are, what is our money reality is. But it is a business conference, and we'll be talking about how money is made in our understanding. We don't claim it is the truth or it is the most right approach. Practice shows that you do best what you really believe in. And we really believe in what we do, and we love to share it with those who are interested in what we do. So, but take everything we say with a pinch of salt. First, we'll tell you about how our company was created and the products we offer right now. The second thing, what are the instruments that we're using now to make money? And the third thing is we'll be talking about business, and you'll be able to ask us some questions and we will answer them, and then they'll tell you how our marketing strategies work, and the information you'll get in the next 1.5 hours may help you improve your financial situation. Thank you very much for coming here and dedicating your time to this conference, but be critical of what we're saying and recheck, double check everything we say because this is the right thing to do. First, you're going to listen to me, then Edward will pick up where I leave off, but he can't be here in the physical form. However, he's gonna be with us online. It worked out right in Vladivostok, and it should be fine here. Then Marat will tell you about cryptocurrencies and the token that we have introduced and that we're promoting all over the world. And Zygmunt will tell you how our social projects are being built to help the world and society. And then questions and answers for 1.5 hours. Okay, that's it. Let's continue. So the first thing I'll be talking about is something we've covered many times. In life, a person has to have some resources, sufficient resources. And before I come onto the stage, I feel anxious for 3 to 4 minutes, and then I get this moment of clarity because I know all of a sudden what I'm going to be talking about and from which angle. All of you have your dreams, maybe many dreams. Many of you have been with our company for a while, and for some of you, you're just being introduced to our company. And maybe some of you are tired of our company so much, but you still come around just to take a listen because we still pique your interest. But no matter what your beliefs are, you are you know that, well, you have your own context. You have some you have your own things, and you run with some people, and you disagree with some things and you agree with some things. If I ask you, are you satisfied with your current income? 85 to 90%, if they really think about it, all positive thinking aside, I'd be willing to bet you would say no because there's still some things you haven't bought, some places you haven't been. There may be millions of reasons why you're not there yet, but usually it all boils down to a lack of money. Sometimes you just lack it. You lack and you want to have more money so that you won't care about other people who keep teasing you about not having your all that money. And me, I've been down that road, and I've been in that state of mind where money is not enough. I'm not talking about some rich entrepreneurs. I've never who have tons of everything, but they also had to start out someplace, because I remember being a student where I had to save money just to have a party with my friends or to buy some little things. And this feeling of not having enough, fortunately, kept me going. I never got used to it because it always got on my nerves. And I was always emotionally and psychologically honest with myself because I knew that I had to make more. To get out of this, you can either use the powers of positive thinking and believe that, well, I have enough. But usually we're just too lazy. We don't want to work with our psychology to finally disagree or with what you have and move forward. I started making pretty good money when I was 30. Before that, I was all about self development, and I think it was my shell into which I retired. I went from training to training, from one coach to another, trying to understand reality. And when I had my first kid, I realized that I needed to have more money. It was my moment of clarity, my lucid moment, because I had to take responsibility for the well being of my kid and my wife. And there was so much discontent, disagreement building up within me as to this lack of financial resources, and it set me in motion. So I was at this point A, and I wanted to get to this point B, a better place financially. But you know that there are always constraints, which can be our beliefs or some fears. And when you start thinking about how much money you make, whether it be $1,000 or $2,000 or $100,000, and you're still dissatisfied with it, no matter the amount, but in order to get from point A to point B, you need to arrive at some threshold of what is acceptable. And this is the X point. This is where fear kicks in. This is where it sets in. And that fear that fear of being more effective is something you have to fight. Some and there may be lots of excuses also. And one of the excuses is demanding guarantees. Because if I'm setting out on this path, you may think I want guarantees, and your brain starts to shiver because it knows that you may fail, and it may set you back, it may toss you back, or you may start making to more money but only 20% more, 10% more by working a little bit more or sleeping a bit less, but your life situation doesn't change much because to make x5 more or 10x10 more, you would need to change your behavioral patterns. And this is where the fear is at. And you need to understand how to work with that fear. I suggest, and this is my personal opinion, you need to look at it as a monkey, because we haven't come a long way yet from that point, because we still have our primordial fears in us. This is what I mean. But now you can try anything you want and change your behavior. Once you change your behavior, new results come. If you think hard, you will know that there are no guarantees in this life. No matter what you're doing, no matter what career you're pursuing, even if you invest in lots of property in 2020, well, demonstrated that lots of people kind of ended up in a very bad place financially because they lost their leases or renters, and but they still had to pay for that property, all the utility bills, and even and sometimes you may be evicted or kicked out because your building may be on the verge of demolition. Because I guarantee something that exists to keep your brain from not going crazy. Because the brain is always looking for guarantees when you're starting to make some extra effort or go that extra mile. And we're all trapped in that because we cannot handle our fears properly, especially when it comes to money. When it comes to money, it's like, I mean, all of our failures may not be observed by others, but all of our behavioral patterns that have to do with money can be seen by others. So if you fail once, twice, or three times, you start, you're kind of petrified, and you start being drawn to people who are similar to you, who are the same, because you're naturally attracted to them. Because you can get used to the kind of life where you have enough, but it's really not enough. And there's lots of you guys like that, like those squares on the flip chart, and your brain starts to accept it as the norm. You start lowering the bar. You used to raise the bar, but this is when the fear kicked in, and you started lowering the bar again because you were too scared to go higher. But what if you look beyond the lack of guarantees and start looking for opportunities? Because you could rewire your brain to move forward. Because anyway, even if you fail, that will qualify. You will get an experience out of that, and as you become older, it becomes harder. You need more effort, more strength, more time to basically to move from the territory of understandable to this uncharted territory of not understandable, because there is lots of harsh, severe winds and lots of things that you can't comprehend at first glance. And if you look at those things as limitations, you may be frozen. But if you look at that as opportunities, then you may succeed. And you have to speak the right language here. You have to accept the fear. You have to accept that there are no guarantees, but there are opportunities. But does an opportunity mean 100% success? No, no way in hell, because there are no guarantees. But how do I deal with that? Only through opportunities, by creating opportunities. Once you break this vicious circle and start moving here where you've never been, a place you've never been, a place you cannot really wrap your head around at first, this is where your brain changes, your boundaries go grow bigger, and the people you used to run with start to seem, well, kind of lower than your level. And the most important thing is not to step back, not to step back into the old squares. You have to stick with the opportunities. But the truth is, opportunities are not guarantees, but you get this 50 to 50 likelihood of success, failure. 50% is success and 50% is failure. There is no other way to live this life, I think, that. And everything, and our philosophy is based on that. We don't know what's coming, but we create opportunities to get the results we want once we discarded guarantees. And our company promotes that. We always say that we give no guarantees. We take on obligations, but we say there are no guarantees. But we're adequate people. We're clear, straight-thinking people. But things can happen. People that we work with can let us down. But the only way here is to create opportunities so that we can uphold our end of the bargain. We create opportunities to hold our end of the bargain to you, which swung the doors open for many, many opportunities for us once we moved from the old ways of making money and started exploring new ways of making money. At some point in time, I was so used as an entrepreneur, and I was a good entrepreneur, and I was making pretty good money before I reached a whole nother level. Still, it was hard for me to see the opportunities in bitcoins and cryptocurrencies in stock exchange markets. And when I was a student, my thesis was on stock exchanges. I had a very good grasp, a very good command of what futures, shares, and securities were, because this was part of my reality. Uh, I knew a lot about that, but making money out of it, I just could not basically uh, go there because I thought it was all a scam, a big, big lie. So put a pin, put a pin in this. There are no guarantees in this lie, but every time you try or make an attempt, it gives you opportunities. But there is no one who can give you guarantees that you will succeed. But you can try an indefinite number of times. Keep trying. Keep trying. And you might ask, how many times do I have to try in order to understand that you're doing the right thing? Maybe I'm just doing the wrong thing and I will never succeed because, well, there are no guarantees and there is no guaranteed number of attempts. Everyone has their own index of attempts or success. Some people succeed once they try the first time. Some people have to make more attempts. But it's always 50 to 50. And once we extrapolate that logic to how you can make your financial status better, how you can improve it, you need to understand how money is made. Commodity, money, commodity. This is Karl Marx stuff from Capital, which is an economic classic book to understand the economy, basically how money is made or is formed. Usually, money is formed by people who are willing to pay, and you need to offer a commodity to them to get money in return. If you're worried about how much money you make, you need to understand where the money is at, and you will know this. There is a commodity which costs X, an X amount of money, X plus N is and it equals the final price paid by the buyer. And where there are lots of commodities like this is where the money is. And you need to see the opportunities, you need to see what commodities you need to offer to make money. Very simple. And this is what you're asking yourself while you're here. Wondering how to make more money. This is where you are, or this is where you may be right now. If you fear you may lose money, it has to do with any kind of commodity, because you buy some milk and it may be sour, and you may have stomach problems after that because it works like that. So you have to see the right opportunities. So the first rule, there are no guarantees. Uncertainty is the norm. And the third rule, you have to keep your nose to the wind looking for opportunities to understand what can give you money. To me, this opportunity was manifested in the form of bitcoins. BTC. Well, it is an uncertain word for many people in the world. Many people believe it's a scam, or in some say it's a super opportunity to build a new crypto universe, so to say. For me, this is like that square or that commodity that I can sell. at a more expensive price because there are a lot of people who take interest in it. I don't understand the mechanics of the Bitcoin, really, like all the blockchain thing and all that IT thing, all the commissions, nodes, and all that. When people are talking like that, it gives me the jitters sometimes. But we have Marat Sabirov for that, who knows everything about that. It's like white noise for me. What I care about is the result and the money we generate and how my deposit grows. So basically, I understand that it's a commodity that I can sell and make money. And this gave us our head start. And regardless of the current rate of the Bitcoin, we learned to make money. And this, when I learned that, I realized that I was so stuck in my ways when it came to stock exchanges, in my stereotypes, that I didn't want to take advantage of the opportunities. Marat says I can make money no matter the rate. And I always wondered how it was possible because I believed that you had to buy it when it was low and sell it when it was higher. And then Marat said that you, no matter the rate, you can still buy it and sell it on the same day with a 5% of income every day. But Marat was sure, he seemed confident. He said that sometimes it was 15% that he made per day, and then I multiplied it over the period of a year, and I was like, that's a lot of money. So he said, whenever I want new sneakers, I deposit 100,000 rubles, and then I make 100,000 and 5,000 at the end of the day, and I go and buy those new sneakers for 5,000 because he bought bitcoins in bulk and sold them in retail. And I was like, wow, it seems like those old ladies who are selling things like cucumbers and tomatoes at a fair, at a market, because there are always people who want commodities and they can pay an extra buck for that. This is when I had my moment of clarity. I realized and admitted that I was too stuck in my ways because of my ego, because I knew that what was right and what was wrong when it came to making money. Because, and once you shake it off, the shell, you become like a young baby, open to the world, and your brain starts liking new things based on the past experiences also. So the Bitcoin became like an opportunity to me. I knew it could let me down, but if I came to it in a smart way, I could make a lot of money. So we started growing our capital, buying it in bulk and selling it retail. He showed to me how he could make 105,000 rubles out of 100,000 rubles within 3 hours or even more. So we started increasing our capital. And we were making a lot of money. Okay, I'm going to draw the line here. So let's imagine we have like $1,000, which makes 5 to 10% per day, or $100, $50 to $100 per day. And I knew that it was a great opportunity, but I remember that we had no guarantees. And here you have to be honest with yourself because no matter what you're doing and how you're making money, you need to protect your capital. Not through what you're doing right now, but by making some new attempts to double what you're making or even more, the money you're making or even more. Marat understood that. Marat had known me for 1 year, and he agreed because there is always a hypothetical likelihood of the Bitcoin disappearing. And how are we supposed to protect our capital if this happens? because when you invest in a high risk instrument, there is always at least a 50 to 50 likelihood. And I didn't like it because I wanted to keep making money, but I wanted to protect my capital. And I didn't want all the work that we had done to lose in value completely. And I asked him, do you know anything? Do you know anyone? Because not who can offer us new instruments? Because and he knew a guy who was a forex trader. He introduced me to him, and he could also make 5% per day, or and about 40% per week, depending on the capital, trading intraday. And this is when we started to use forex. Imagine when you divide this $1,000 in half. The first for bitcoins and the second for forex. We end up with two instruments, and the job of each of the instruments is to make 5% per day. Sometimes it was 3% here it was 7 sometimes. But anyway, we arrived at 5. Sometimes Albert wasn't doing anything. This is a guy who was with Forex. Sometimes 10% was enough to, well, meet our plan, financial plan for every day. So this transformation within me happened very quickly because not so long ago I didn't believe in that, and here I was chasing every opportunity that was there. So I mean, these gates in my mind opened up to get to this point B. My point B is basically buying things without worrying about how much it costs. Whether I love buying things. Whenever I like something, whenever I dig something, I want to buy it, no matter how it costs, because I have all the resources to do that. Because I want to have as much money as to not worry. You know, like, if you ask someone, how much money do you want? As much as the other guy may answer, I want as much money to afford an airplane. And I want to have as much money as to afford an airplane, or even more. So first we started out with bitcoins to minimize risk, so we started working with Forex. But the likelihood of error for Forex and bitcoins was 50 to 50. So it was 70 to 30 now. It wasn't 50 to 50 success or failure likelihood, it was 70 to 30 now. And then I asked them, do you know anyone who can make 3 to 5% per day? And this is when we got to know Edward, who was working on with futures, who was trading futures on the Chicago market. And then this $1,000, which is an imaginary figure, a random figure, was divided into three parts: bitcoins, forex, and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And this is when the Finiko.com model, which we're still using, came to be. This is the portal that brought us all together. So we were keeping to this high risk strategy, but we're trying to basically ensure that we don't lose everything at all by using many instruments. Then we started working with the Moscow exchange also. And this is when we came to form this or introduce this CTI index. This is our basic product. This is an index that brings together all high risk instruments. And the job of each of the instruments is basically to make 3 to 5% per day. And we have 150 of them, but let's say it's 100. Let's say each instrument is $10. So our job is basically to make money. Some of the instruments do give you this 3%, some don't. But overall, it's 2.5 to 3.5% per day that we make. And here we arrive at this question or dilemma. We were satisfied with everything at this point, and then once I remember I met one of the first MLM leaders, Andrei Galushenko, that I had known for a very long time. He knew that sometimes I had some crazy good ideas, but we weren't thinking about scaling back then. And he was like, you know what you're doing right now is great because lots of people say they do it, but they really didn't do it. And I was like, yeah, maybe, but I'm not following. I'm not keeping track of all those other companies. I'm never following other people's stories. I'm trying to chase my own story, like mad. And this was like the story that I was really digging. And I was not asking for any guarantees, so I was feeling free and in control of the situation because you know that this or that instrument can let you down, can fail you. But when you have 100 or 150 of them, when you're juggling them like a clown, is the right path to being satisfied with the success that you have. And Andre said, let's scale this. I was like, no. So, but anyway, he gave me this idea. Like he introduced me to those marketing plans, but I could not basically see the bigger picture beyond that because I knew that if I were just to chase money, I would lose it anyway. Strategically, I would lose it. This is a proven approach. My personal approach shows that if a team is chasing money only, it stays there for only uh, a year or 2 years and then it goes away. Because money is there where you're not looking for it. When you're just looking for opportunities of growth, when you are looking to do something valuable, something good, this is where something useful, and people tend to pay for useful things. This is where the money is at. But we had enough capital, and I did not see the bigger picture. And then I asked myself this question: do I know how I'm going to be making money in 10 years or 20 years into the future? And I was faced with this choice. Do I have to chase cars or new houses? Or do I chase something bigger? Because of my inner ambitions that were moving me, that were pushing me to do this. And then I was like, in 15 years or in 20 years, what would the economy be? Maybe the economy would be like where everyone would know how much things are going to cost tomorrow. Technological singularities are quick because the new tech things come around quickly. We tend to forget that we had those rotary phones. It's used to like we had sci-fi movies where people would basically could call you and you would see them on your screen, but now you can do it on WhatsApp, on Zoom, on Skype. So our mindsets and our ways are changing quickly, and maybe something will come along that basically sets at naught all the markets that we have now. And I wanted basically to join that market in the Republic, like and scale it in the Republic of Tatarstan, where I'm from, across Russia. I wanted to add some meaning to the way I was making money and accumulating capital. So we decided, so we to create this space, this platform to scale. And I'm introducing you to the whys and wherefores of how we arrived at it. So we decided to come up with a plan for the next 25 years. Here there is some certain space. Let's say it a town of startups. It's not like a town with gates or roads. This is a space for generation of innovative projects. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and this is the here and now. And this is tomorrow, and this is the day after tomorrow. Speaking metaphorically, this is 1 to 3 years, 5 to 7 years, and this is 10 to 25 years. But singularity accelerates the evolution of technologies which could basically change things rapidly and mess with all of our plans. But still, you have to have a plan. So we're investing in the products that can generate money now. Invest in products so that can bring money to us in 2 years or so, or and then in ventures that will keep us set in 10 to 25 years. And nobody knows whether your project will fly or pay off or not, but we're going to work with many, many projects through this venture fund to put together many, many projects and see which one will skyrocket. So we hold venture exhibitions, high tech projects, financial technology projects, biotech, because I love biotech. I enjoy the concept of eternal life. This is just a shenanigan kind of thought. When you start be thinking of being immortal as a plan, and there is much of energy coming out of it. Because even if I don't achieve it, it will be achieved once I'm gone, and maybe I will have laid the foundation for that. When you start to look at age as lack of minerals in your body and some other processes, when you start to look at it as a plan or as a scheme, it's much fun. And then I realized that we, using the CTI index and the products that I will tell you about later, we could create a great infrastructure. I hope that everyone can see this smiling face. And it represents every grateful client who makes money through this CTI index and who improves their financial position because of that. If you love the reputation of our projects and that of our partners who invited you to our company, here's the next project for you if you like it all, if you share it all. And I end up with a lot of people thankful for what we have offered to them before. We have an audience of people with money who are ready to pay and who are ready to buy. It's a dream audience. So I'm basically combining the effects of all my efforts. Instead of leaving it behind, I'm introducing project by project into this chain or a structure, and it basically becomes a melting pot that is used by our consumers for the benefit of us and for the benefit of all these people who are using our products. And this strategy form this basis for our scaling. I mean, every entrepreneur, good entrepreneur, should dream of becoming a giant. And it helps us move into new sectors and new services that we create as we move along. Then, how do I create or get an audience willing to invest and use these things? Very simple. To do it, they have to be like these smiling faces. It's very simple. First, you have to have a financial plan. we're not really financially literate, but I'm not telling you that it should be taught in school. You weren't taught that in school, so I'm gonna. We have to change that. This is your zero state, default state, where you are fine financially, but some people may be in arrears. They may have a lot of debts. Your financial obligations, liabilities that are taking all of your money away because you're giving all of it away to pay those debts off, and you end up with only enough money to pay for food, for tuition, like for school or for the bus. It's like this excavator economy where you produce iron just to produce excavators to produce iron again, to mine iron again. So your cash flow equals your expenses. I call this bad debt or deep debt. We offer this ZK35 product where you can do this. So basically, this all comes from our skills to make money on the financial market, on stock exchanges. We can help you do that. Say you have a debt of 1 million and you can pay 350,000 rubles and you'll pay it back. And on top of that, you have to pay 1% of commission, office expenses, and 165 cyfroms for it's like the service fee, the contract service fee, and then you will have your debt paid off or repaid in 10 months. It's not only a loan that I'm talking about, it can be some loan from a person, not only from a bank, some tax debts once you went bankrupt but you still have debts. We can help you deal with that, so we can help you deal with any debt by this product. So basically, given all the including all the commissions, you will have to deposit 37% of the total amount of the debt. Mortgage, car loans are the most popular loans that people use this product to repay. And there's lots of videos and people basically showing how they did it, how they do it. 3 years ago, there were no cases, and it was harder to communicate that information to you. But now there's lots of cases. Ask any partner. There's lots of videos, some very quality videos, some like handmade videos, uh, showing grateful people thanking us for how we help them get out of debt. So here the job is to get out of debt, to get to the zero state where you have no debt. And then, once you're feeling better, once your mind is more at ease, you may think of ways to increase your current capital. And this is where we can offer you CTI 1 and CTI 2. CTI 1 is a riskier index. It costs 20,000, 2 from 1,000. The profit rate is between 0.8 to 1.2% every business day. So this product is an investment into those 150 plus instruments that Edward will tell you more about once I'm finished here. And this is the profitability rate. And also we have the cashback service, which is a great product, and the leader of the company, now a partner who is promoting this service greatly, Dina Gabdulina. And basically, this service allows you to get real cash back from anything you're buy or no matter where you're shopping, and you can get back 15 to 25% back, whether you're buying a toy for your kid or for fueling your car up. This is a global product, really. So, once you're out of debt, you start thinking as to how you can improve your financial state even more, and the people around you start noticing that because you start you don't snap at home anymore. You may smile when you know what life situations they're going through right now, remembering that you were there also. And so here you end up in this comfortable state. You need to end up in this comfortable state now that you can afford a better car or live in a better apartment that you thought you'd never save money for. And for this we have a product. Say you think of something that costs 3 million rubles, something you could never afford. A car, like a Mercedes C. And instead of paying 3 million for that, you just need to pay 1 million. You need to deposit 1 million rubles. No, it's 1 million and 50,000 rubles to be accurate. And this is what the product actually costs, the card in this case. And in 120 days, the amount of 3 million lands in your deposit, you withdraw it, and you buy the car. And you get to own it without having to stand in line, without any mortgage, without any encumbrance. It's a deal. And you won't have to wait. So you register in our system, then you deposit, then you wait for 120 days, and then you get the amount required to pay for the car of your dreams. The only thing you need to do is to provide the documents supporting the fact that you really bought it, and it is the car purchase contract and the car certificate. And the same applies to a car. You can buy a car, it works the same. So say there is an apartment that you've always dreamed of, or a house, or a land plot, some property that costs 10 million rubles, or euros, depending on where you're from, or dollars. And so you deposit 35%, say it costs 3.5 million rubles. And given all the commissions, your property or apartment will cost you only 37% of its actual value. And then in 120 days, you get the amount in your account, in your deposit. And then you have to basically provide it, back it up with supporting documents. And then once you get there, you start, the people who have been in it for a long time, they start buying apartments and cars for their family, for their relatives, but apart from those things, you may want to fix up your apartment, you may want to fix up your garden, you may want to have some high-tech thing. We all have all of our whims and desires, but we are scared to think of them because we have other necessities that we need to take care of. But once we deal with them, you start thinking of those other things. And for this, we offer you a Finiko product. Say something costs 100,000 rubles. You can deposit 30,000 rubles, wait for 7 months, and then you get 100,000 rubles in 7 months and buy that whimsical thing that you wanted. But if you don't want to wait for 7 months, you invest 40,000 rubles, you wait for 5 months, and you get 100,000 rubles in 5 months. But if you want it quicker, you deposit 50,000, and in 4 months you get the thing that costs 100,000 rubles. So we don't know what it is, but it will fit into the Finiko product. Another derivative of this product is Finiko Life. It's a basically an investment product that is there to help you pay you for some regular expenses. Well, for example, we'll pay the utility bills. Some of you may be paying for rent. Of you may be paying for some regular courses or some coach courses, tuition. Some of you may be investing in your teams. I know partners who are using these products to finance their teams, to create bonuses, to raise morale and motivation. I mean, initially, when we were introducing this product, we wanted to give it to people who were already ill, who had cancer, and treating it costs a lot of money. And if you have it or a person you know has it, you may need a lot of money, and you have regular expenses. And this is why we introduced Finiko Live. And you can set regularity on your own, the interval, once a week, once a month, once in 3 months, once in 6 months, or once a year. And then the system calculates the money you need to deposit to get your regular payments. And this is our strategy. So we get people out of bad debts to this state. Well, if you come to a person like that, telling them something about ventures so that they can sit on easy street, in 25 years, they won't listen to you. They say, I don't even have enough money to pay for my regular expenses, but when a person is there, when they have a car and a good apartment, you people start to listen to you. So Finiko, we promote it as a system to control your wealth. And using the tools of Finiko, you can basically create or end up in some state of mind of stability, which would be the foundation for your brain, where you can basically stand up and take a good look around to define your plan for tomorrow. And here you can become a user of our other services. I mean, me, I'm all about health because I want to live a long life and I need to define the ways to get there. I have lots of goals and I have lots of aims. And I know that it won't fit in a lifetime, so first I need to increase the number of years that I will live and the number of amount of money that I have in my life to spend on growing and improving. So we launched the Doronin project. I know that it's a selfish name, and I'm sorry for that, but it was just a joke that came from one of our market guys, and I loved it. You know, I agreed to name it like that because you can't basically play with all last names like that using the chemical table, and it worked out here. So the goal of this nano kit of this product is this. So a person is, I mean, I was never good at chemistry. Maybe because of the bad teacher in my school, but we're all made up of atoms. And I was always wondering if atoms are the same, why we're all different, and who commands those atoms. I know it's a silly thought, but then I started thinking if people are made up of specific minerals, then maybe a disease can be cured. Any disease can be cured through improving our ferments, through making our glands work better to process everything that comes into our system. And then I met a person who said, "Well, I share your view. No matter what the disease is, I know that every person who's ill or sick, they have an imbalance in their body, Just look at the Mendeleev table, because some imbalance of some chemical element from that table may lead to a disease in your body. Silver, argentum, magnesium, zinc, and gold are the four elements that are part of the Doronin products. Silver is an antiseptic that kills 98% of viruses and bacteria, much cooler than any antibiotic. Zinc is needed for your immunity and, well, your masculinity. Magnesium has 350 ferments plus. The point here is that our model is this. When you're there, when you're there, you may stop at the threshold of your mind or thinking without wanting to move more, but you can go beyond it. And at my 25 clubs, I ask them, what is your plan, guys, for the next 25 years? And when they sit down and start putting together the plans for the next 25 years, I mean, they can't write their plans beyond the next 7 years, 5 to 7 years. And because they reach their limit there. And when you start thinking as to what is your plan should be next, you may end up with super things in your mind, super decisions. These minerals, they are nano-sized. It's a know-how thing. I share it with people, and our partners who have tried it, they know how well it works. Because it used to take them 1 to 2 weeks to recover from a disease. Now it takes them 1 to 3 days, and it works with kids, with adults, with the elderly. It gets viruses out quickly. No antagonists there. It's nano-sized. In my Instagram, I have a link to an interview with a biochemist who supports our technology, but take it with a pinch of salt. But so far, all the results are positive. Think of it as a new way to control your health. The active substance market as it is right now is like this. There is lots of similar products, but we don't want to do that. We don't want to be stuck in that. So we decided to make our product free for everyone. We can work with capital and deposits. And we don't want to be like anyone else out there. So make a deposit of $3,000, which is a random figure. And for this, you will get 12 nano kits supplies within the year, each month, with each nano kit supplied monthly. And then you can get this money back in the next 12 months. And this is starting to disrupt the market, because we allow you to basically control your health free of charge. And basically you're getting your money back, and your profit is the product that you're getting. And what can motivate you here, we can also motivate sales. We can motivate building structures to give passive incomes to those people who are selling our products. And this is how our products work. And within our 25-year strategy, they can help us answer the question of what is going to come next. I'm going to draw it again. Our 25-year strategy answer this question. The money here and now. Doronin, we're making some money out of it now, but it will peak out at 3 to 5 years, and we're investing lots of money into ventures that will bring us money in the next 10 to 15 years, which give us some sort of guarantees, because we're always looking for new opportunities. We can offer you new opportunities, offer opportunities to the world and make money out of it. But whether it's is it it? No, because we now have social responsibility. And we have introduced this token humanity, which is made up of social project and the social responsibility that our company bears. Humanity, to me, is an opportunity to be useful to the world. And I would like to involve other people in it who may not grasp it now, but they could get a lot of good out of it by us using our capital mutually, and you won't lose anything, but you would be contributing something to the world, something to this usefulness that we're promoting. And for this, we have the humanity token. And once all the other speakers are done, I will tell you more about that. And now we're going to listen to the person who basically helps us keep our end of the bargain because he's the financial leader in the company who says yes or no to any financial undertaking that we think of. So it's Edward. Edward? Is Edward there? Is he with us online? Can you see me? Well, I can see you fine. Okay, you have the floor and you have the people. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Sabirov. I've been a trader for 12 years. Here's what I can tell you about trading. It's quite a burden for a person if you are impatient and if you want to make a quick buck. It's not that simple. When I was just starting my career as a trader, it was money that drew me, and it's almost always the case. And but I wanted to set up a school, and now we have that school for traders. And I used to want to make money out of that school, but then I realized why not make it free? But it would help me build a team that would first think about money only, and then it would realize why they need this money. And now I have a team like that, and many of them are making pretty good money right now, thinking about what comes next, what to do next. And then we all enjoyed the brokering house idea with all the licenses and all that. So we started working on that, but I will tell you about the brokering license later. But first, I will tell you about the rules I stick to in order to work and trade. The first rule would be to distribute my deposit or to break them up properly. Here, basically, I'm breaking up my risks and I'm breaking up my amounts. I have four markets for that. Sorry, stock exchanges for that, with lots of instruments, and these ones are very volatile. The first one is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the second one is the Moscow Exchange, then cryptocurrency exchange, and forex. Cryptocurrency exchanges are, well, a new, young, fresh product, but very promising. Cryptocurrencies are very promising. They hold great promise for the further evolution of all stock exchanges, I think. And this was the second. And the second exchange I ventured into was the Moscow exchange, and I started to trade different kinds of futures. And it proved useful. And the Chicago Mercantile Exchange with oil futures and other indexes, volatile indexes, is very good. It's one of my favorite exchanges. And then we have Forex, and I think everyone has heard about it. Everyone has heard about it. It's in the most volatile market of them all, where you can make a lot of money if you know how to do it. Then I started thinking about this. I started thinking about other ways to minimize risks. For this, I had to have a set of rules. And the first rule I accepted was to divide my deposit into three parts. Three parts. The first part of 30% was for intraday transactions, to have short transactions. So you make your percent of some percent of profit, and then you leave. Then we have position transactions. I think you need them as a way to basically provide some guarantees or insurance for your intraday transactions. Because when you have a profitable position transactions, you can take on an intraday transaction, even if the market is being volatile. Anyway, you will end up with a profit. And 40% is the deposit that we don't use, but if we lose, we can use it to go back to 100% to basically build back the deposit. Sometimes we have gone down to 40% because of market volatilities, and we showed how we can use this 40% to build back the deposit and then make some more. But this is small stuff. And now let's talk about the second rule. When I look at the number of transactions that I make per day, I realize, or once I looked at the number of transactions I made per day, I realized I needed to make less, and then I came to this rule: 2 stops per day. When you get a stop in a transaction, you have to go out, take the air, have a smoke, drink some coffee, then you come back, sit down, look at the graphs, and make some profit. Or make a second stop, which is very rare. If you have a second stop, then you have to stop trading for today. The maximum loss is 1.5% off of the deposit, which showed to me that even you are losing for 5 days, you can build it back in 1 day and make some more on top of it. Once I had that set of rules, I started studying different kinds of graphs, and I realized that it didn't matter much what instruments I was using for trading. You can trade any alts, shares. The graphs are always the same, no matter the instrument. You have to analyze the behavior and the fluctuation of prices in the graph. And now, my team is using 160 different instruments across 4 exchanges. And now, our team has about 150 people who make their own decisions whether to make a transaction or to refrain from it. Now, with that said, I would like to show you some statements for our transactions for the previous week. And you can check them out on your own on the edwardsabirov.com website in the statements section. Here we can see 2 statements, one from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and one from Forex. As for Forex, you know, there is lots of different instruments there for trading, and you can see here there is lots of transactions, as is evidence from this statement. This account was opened in November or December to the tune of $1 million, and now the balance is 6,780,000 rubles. $118,000 was the amount made per week by one trader. And this is the Chicago mercantile exchange statement. It's more fun here. It was opened in November or December, and we deposited about $10,000, and now it's $59,505,000. It was $1,215,000 made per week by one trader. So it's a profit of 12%. The reason why it was 12 and not more, because during one day or two the trader made a lot more, and then the trader kind of relaxed for a couple of days because he had made a lot the day before. And now that we're done with these two exchanges, let's look at the Moscow exchange statement. Between May 24 to 28, the trader made 15,240,000 rubles. It's not dollars. Here it's rubles. The initial deposit was 50 millions. 50 million. So he made 15% in a week. So this is it for the statements, and now I would like to ask my friend and colleague, one of the heads of our departments, actually he's in charge of the crypto department, to join in and tell us how he was making money in May by trading altcoins, and he made 68% per month. Big Cruz, we're here listening. Can you hear me now? Okay, I will introduce you to two of my transactions. The first one is coins to BTC. I bought it here and I sold it at this point. So I sold them at a much more expensive rate. And this is what the graph shows. I'm showing you what I bought and what I sold. And this is a graph to support it. This is the second ATM to BTC. It's some football team coin. This is where I bought it, and this is what I bought it at. Sorry, sold it at against USDT. Okay, here's a screenshot. This is where I sold it. This is where I bought it. So I bought it and then it has spiked by 200%. But I was using only 20% of my deposit, tops. I don't risk more because it's a very volatile market that I'm wading into here. Here it had a spike of 560% from the moment I entered. So 560 is saying, well, that's a lot, Edward says. So this is what I made in May. So it was 68% that I made in May. So basically, you are trading these coins that no one hardly knows about, but you can make a lot of money out of it if you know what you're doing. This is what Big Cruz was trying to tell you, and this is my interpretation of it, because he bought it cheap, on the cheap, and he sold it at a much higher price. And even if it falls, he can sell it, and then he can enter into a transaction, and wait for it to go up. Thank you very much, Bikarus. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this now. I always wanted to set up a school and I wanted to make money out of this school, and then I realized, like I said before, it's easier to use it to build up a team of qualified traders, and now we have this school. It's out there. It's completely free of cost. There is video lessons available because lots of people wanted recordings because they couldn't attend the classes on time, and they are now available. And we have Alisher for that, who will tell you in detail about that, and he is the head of the school. Hi Edward, hi everyone. I'm the head of the trading school. And now I'm gonna show you what our training camp is all about. If you're a newbie or a rookie, but you really want to join our community, first you need to go to the Where to Start section. And here you can find lots of answers that you may be looking for. It gives you step-by-step instructions. And these instructions will take you to all the different sections that we have here on this website. Here you can see recordings of videos, actually recordings of all the videos that we have done, but these are the basic fundamental videos from 1 to 5. And here's a summary of how you can apply all the knowledge that you acquire as you go along. Very useful links to some videos, files, and trading algorithms, things that you may need to become a good trader, and some literature sources also. Here we have overviews of markets, which is very important. You know, every day at 11 a.m. Moscow time, I do an interview live on YouTube, which has two stages. The first stage or part is about me giving an overview of the current state of the markets, talking about the trends, and me offering you some trading ideas. The second part gives you an analysis of the open transactions of everyone who is with us. So I give you some advice. I may give you some advice, some tips where you can fix things, where you can improve things, or I can just tell you that you're doing the right thing and keep up the good work. This is what we do every day. And this is what we're going to keep doing. One more thing, this program is called Discord. You can use it on your laptop or computer. Then we also have a chat here with traders sharing experiences about their time with the school and how good the education was. And I need to remind you that this is all free. Thank you very much, Alisher, for your input. Very informative. Here you can see the link that will take you to the school where you can download the Discord software and become part of our community. Another thing is, I've always wanted to set up a brokering house that would be useful for all and that would have no match out there, and we are on the right track. We're There are some delays that we're experiencing due to related to obtaining the forex license, but we will sort it out. And now we have our own B2B brokerage system, and Rustam will tell you more about that because he's in charge of it. He will tell you things and he will show you how it works and what opportunities it offers. You have the floor now. Hi, can you hear me? I can hear you loud and clear. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Rustam. I've been working on this Forex broker ever since 2020, late 2020. Now we have this website, an A category brokering company where you can deposit money, where you can withdraw money and trade your money, and it offers you lots of trading opportunities. Very convenient for traders, and you can check out the trading instructions on the brokerka.com website in the header section. Our focus was on improving trading conditions for the cryptocurrency market because it is a promising market. I'm going to mirror what Alisher said because we have a link to his website to the trading school here. This is your personal account. It it is very intuitive. We designed it this way so it would be understandable and user-friendly to experienced trader and newbies alike. MetaTrader 4 and 5 are the platforms that we're using here. You can trade through your cell phones and through the web browser. You can download the platforms on the main page, and there is always a link. Now, as for verification, you can get verified only through a Russian passport, but tomorrow we'll be introducing opportunities to get verified through your driver's license or um, foreign international passports. Now, people are asking us about international passports. Yes, it's possible, but it takes us more money to get verified. As for topping up the currencies to top up the account, Ripple, Ethereum, Ripple, and USDT are the only currencies that we accept for now. Soon we will be introducing the availability of fiat so that you can work with classic banking cards like Visa and MasterCard. As for trading instruments, I would like to point out the main group, the classical forex pairs, metals, raw materials, oil, gold, silver, and so on, American, European, and Asian indexes, and a pool of leading blue chips, shares from America, Europe, Russia, and Asia. Our main focus here is on cryptocurrencies. In total, there is over 100 crypto pairs, and the commission is minimum for the market to attract crypto traders. And most of our users are crypto traders. For a more detailed overview, here on the main page we provided detailed instructions on how to open up an account and use it, and how to get verified. You can find it on YouTube if you have any questions. We have technical support for that. It's quite stable. Here is the email that you can find in the header. It's support at brokerka.com. And we will give you can get in touch with us if you have questions about verification, withdrawal, and depositing of funds. I would like to tell you, Edward is saying that the personal account is in Russian and in English. And the video instruction will soon be translated into English also. That's it. Thank you. I think that's it for now, for my part. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Show me Ed again. Show me Edward again. Way to blink. No, it wasn't me. I don't know what is going on there. In your parts. Okay, thank you very much, Edward. And we're continuing with the conference. Well, and this is a kind of white noise that I was faced with. You know, the before, the deposit before and after is was the most important thing to me. I always ask Edward to give away more and more information, share more information about skills and professionalism, and Edward is always developing there because he's sharing some very good information now with you, which can also help you improve your skills and step up your game. But figures are the most important thing to me. Figures don't lie to me as an entrepreneur. And our partners who are Finiko users also know how important figures are. And now I want to make that white noise a little bit worse, if you know what I mean. And I'm gonna make you dive into cryptocurrency now. Our challenge to the world is to offer a token which we call because we want to have a crypto conversion system that would convert all currencies and would be as user friendly as possible. And for this, we have Marat Sabirov who will tell you about this. Hey everyone. I'm gonna tell you about the FNK now and how it's faring today, where we are right now, and where we think we're heading. So let's start with a clean slate here. The official website of the token is fnk.com, as you can see on the flip chart. Where we are right now is we are now on two stock exchanges. One is decentralized Uniswap, it's called, is its name. If you know it, was the first exchange where we placed, where we got a listing at the rate of 1 FNK for $1. And now the token costs $23, which amounts to a growth of 2,300% over the period of 6 months. Yesterday it was $20. Those who were watching us yesterday, who believed in it yesterday, today can, take or garner the first gains. This is our plans for the near future. My developer team is working on an application to be available, planned to be available in early June. And this is these are the functions that it should have. The first thing, which is very needed, it's storage. With 5 to 10 top cryptocurrencies available: BTC, USDT, Ethereum, and FNK, of course. The second thing, or feature that it will offer, is conversion. So basically, it will allow you to convert bitcoins to USDT or FNK or dollars or euros within the app, or the other way around, which would qualify as mini stock exchange mechanisms for convenience of users. The third thing is features that you will be able to buy cryptocurrencies right within the application. I've been around on the market for about 3 years, and buying things with your card was all the rage 3 to 4 years ago, or 2 years ago. Now the cheapest way to buy cryptocurrencies is limitations. Here, You see, we have Swift and SEPA features here in euros. Now I think everyone has their own online or mobile banking applications where you can open up a euro account if you don't have one yet, and when you're registering in our application, you will automatically be get a euro account, and you'll be able to open up an account in dirhams, in dollars. Soon, I think we will have that in liras, Turkish liras, and this would be a mini banking application where you can send any amount through any other bank through Swift or SEPA, and this will be your account within the European payment system. And the fifth thing here is staking, including bitcoins, USDT, and FNKs. And if you put it in a stake, you will get some percentage of profits. 15 to 30% per annum of interest rate. This is what I mean. You will get an interest rate payments here, so it will be generating profits not only through the Bitcoin growing, but on top of that, you will be receiving interest payments. Well, another thing that the crypto market has been scrambling for in the last few years is crypto loans. Crypto loans, point six. So crypto loans are about this. Say you have bitcoins that you bought a month ago, and it was floating around 50,000 back then, US dollars, and now it's 45,000. But you believe that bitcoins will rebound, so you don't want to sell it, but you need some money. But you don't want to sell your bitcoins to get money out of it, so you can give your bitcoins to us so that we can store it, and you get half of it, half of the amount. Say it's $20,000 that you can withdraw and wire to your card or get in cash even. That will be available. So you get those 20,000, and when the token is back to 50, and you may realize that I don't want to risk anything with bitcoins again, so you pay back those 20,000 and you get all of your bitcoins back and you can sell it all. And the most important thing that we're heading towards right now is we're all excited about it is a banking card. And there will be three cards available. The third one in rubles and the second one in dollars or in euros. The jury is still out on that. And the third one, it will be in euros for certain, but this one, the second one, it's going to be a MasterCard, and the third one is going to be Union Pay. Those are European cards, and the first one is a Russian banking card that's already done, ready, and is being tested by a group of 100 persons now. The advantages here is that you can wire funds from any other banking card, like a Sberbank card, and you can use the number of your card to wire the money, and the balance, you can see the balance automatically, so it's all instantaneous, all wirings. Here, if you have the number of a card, you get rubles. Once you get your rubles on your account, you can convert them to USDT or bitcoins within the application right away. That card is already out there, like I said. There are people using it, and it will be available to everyone in June, I think. I think towards the end of June. Now we're testing it to work out all the kinks and all the bugs. Once we've done that, it will be available to everyone. Well, I think that's it for me. Me too. Those who have known us for a long time from the get-go, when we had our first conference in Novosibirsk, we were on our way to Yakutia, and but there were a number of partners who wanted to listen to us, to know what we were doing. Edward wasn't around either, and the difference between then and now is that now our ambitions to become better have made us leaders of our own teams, so there is that universal system of entrepreneurial community being built where each entrepreneur covers the needs of the other entrepreneur using the resources that we all have to build the perfect team. So it's the perfect synergy. And that synergy makes 1 plus 1 equal 3, if you know what I mean, which we can take further and extrapolate to others. Some people from Kazan and from Tatarstan who have known us for a long time, they know how hard we work in offices, and and this information, the word that is spread about us, it spreads like a virus, but in a good sense. It's contagious, and it's contagious to our partners who have made a lot of capital out of that. And one of our partners is Dina Gabdulna, who used to be a Start 10 partner. She's a good MLM entrepreneur, and now she has the status of network director. The day before yesterday, we gave her a ring for her achievements to the market and to the company. And now she represents the CBS One project, and she's very important because of the way she presents it. No one can do it like that. No one can parallel that. So Dina basically represents how a partner can go from being just a partner to a face of the company. Hi, my name is Dina Gabdulin, and I'm in charge of the CBS One service now. There's three things that I want to tell you about. The first thing, what the cashback service is and how you can put it to the best of use. The second thing, I'll tell you how it works and how you can make money out of it, which is the third thing, the third point I want to cover. You know, we live among people who have lots of debts. The situation is that lots of people have debts. When I come up to a person and tell them that there are great ways to make investments, and they say, "Cool, I love it, but I have no money for that because I have my loan payment dates, due dates, and I have no money for any investments." So to me, the cashback service is an investment, but spoken in a language that is more plain. Because when I come up to a person and tell them I can make your loan cheaper by 15% or make your the expenses of your family much more much smaller or smaller by 15% at least, people give you an ear or take a good listen. This is one of the ways for us to penetrate all layers of society, and you can do it by talking economy in the sense of saving. So let's look at the life of a regular person who spends money every day, and he'll be spending money tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. And but what if there were a way to save some of that money being spent on a daily basis? Let's look how it works. First, you have to top up your deposit account and to purchase the shop to spend that money, and you have to upload the receipts you get there. All receipts work, all receipts apply. It can be a loan payment receipt, it can be a grocery store receipt, it can be a plane ticket receipt, any kind of receipt. And if you look at this slide, look, here's what how we spend our money. It's food, gasoline, loans, rental payments, and any client can get 15% back in cash. So, if you're spending 65,000 rubles per month, it's 13,650 rubles that you can save, which should pique anyone's interest. But to get the cash back, there's a few steps to be taken. The first step is that we have to have a deposit. Our deposit also brings you 6% of interest per month or 72% per year, which is a breakthrough thing. Once you have that deposit, you can upload the receipts within the system. The basic cashback is 15%, and then this cashback can go up. And I'll tell you how. So you have to understand that if you have no deposit, you have no cashback. And then people, may go, there has to be a catch. We were just looking for cash back, but you have to have a deposit. But it makes sense. You know, you don't get cash back like that. We don't get cash back like that from banks or fueling stations or shops. The the Finiko company generates the money for the cash back, and in order for the company to have the opportunities to generate that cash back, you have to give the company some money for it to make more money out of it and give it back to you as cash back. Let's look at the advantages here. Finiko is not the only company where I worked with the cashback. And trust me, this is the best offer you can get out there for now. That I know of, at least. So here you get a 15% in cashback off of any purchase. I mean, there are companies that offer you to get cash back in some certain location, specific place, or in order to get your cash back points, you have to spend it on a specific thing or a specific like ticket to some country or hotel. But here it's very simple. No matter what you buy, you get 15% in cash back, and all on top of that, you get 6% of interest per month. And the wrong strategy would be here to do this. Once you hear that you can top up your deposit starting from $100, they start to invest starting from $100. Yeah, this would be a nice way to try for you to see that everything is honest and it works like clockwork. But I believe that the deposit should equal the amount you spend per month. It should bring you joy, because when you top up $100, so it's $6 from the deposit, interest, and 15% is what you're getting back from your $100 deposit. It's not fascinating. It's not an out of this world offer. I think the deposit should equal the amount of money you spend per month. If you spend 30,000 rubles per month, top it up with 30,000 rubles to see how you can really spend 150 rubles per month. If you're spending regularly 130,000 rubles, top it up with that amount. Me and my husband bought a car recently, and my cashback was 9,900 7,000 rubles, and I got it all back, which is a lot more than $6 per month, because I topped it up with the amount that my car cost. So as for how cashback accrues or lands on your deposit, It lands on it in equal portions over 150 days. So, you're gonna get these little pieces of joy every day, and it works all over the world. It's a global service, our CBS One. It goes way beyond the borders of Russia, and we go way beyond the borders of Russia also because we love to travel. So whenever you're going abroad, you just upload a receipt from the purchase you made, and you upload it. And the system is very transparent. You can see all the accruals within your personal account day by day. And daily payments are very important because all of our products, all the other products, they have days off, like for the weekends. But the cashback service knows no days off, and you're gonna get your pers- um, payments on the weekends, and you don't get it back in points or scores, no, or bonuses. You get real cash back if you have an account in CBS One. The first thing, now my deposit is $100,000, which is a lot of money. Now I'm getting a lot of money back because I've never taken any money off of my account. I just kept growing my deposit because of the money that came back. Or you can withdraw it if you want to your card. And also, let's develop. You can develop here. Some people don't spread the word. No matter how much money you're getting out of something, you don't spread the word because you don't feel comfortable spreading the word. Your clients, your partners may be like that also, some of them. But no matter whether you're spreading the word or not, you're still gonna get your 15% back in cash back. But but if you love gains, and I think most of you are like this here. While I was in the wings, waiting in the wings, you know what I was doing? Receipts, yes. No, I was actually moving on to become vice president. I'm very, very close, a few inches away from this status, I think. By the 2nd of June, which is Marat Sabirov's birthday, I should get that status. But if you can't keep it to yourself, if you want to spread the word, we have an affiliate program where you get 5% for your first line, where you personally invite someone, and that person tops up their deposit, and you get 5% off of their deposit. And when you get, and as you reach a new level, you get plus 1%. But make no mistake, 3% is something that you get from the incomes of a deposit up to level 10. And this is how cashback grows. 15% is the basic income. And if I'm just using the system, I'm a client, I'm not telling anyone, I'm not telling a soul, I'm not spreading the word, I'm still going to be entitled to my 15%. But if you share that information with your friends and family and folks you know about how they can save some of their money, some of their expenses, you reach level 1 quickly, and to the basic income 1% is added. So level 1 is 16%, but when you're star 10, a 10 star partner, it's 25%, and add to that 6% of interest per month. It's 31% when you are a 10-star partner. So it's 1/3 of all of your expenses that you can save on. But in order to improve your qualifications, you need to do this. It's very simple. Don't complicate things. Don't make your own life more complicated. Because, to become a 10-star partner, if you think strategically, when you take a step-by-step approach, it takes usually 6 months. Let's look at this from this angle. For level 1, you need to have a personal deposit and a trade turnover of $10,000. It's easy. All of your products accumulate in the group turnover. Index 1, Index 2, CTI 1, CTI 2, cashback and Doronin products. All these long term projects are part of the group turnover. And it's easy to get there to that point. And your job is to focus on the cashback service so that your personal deposit doesn't lag or fall back. Keep all of my payments and money on. Keep reinvesting my money on the personal deposit. That's how it grows, and it's a very quick because here one step equals $100, so 1,000 turns into $2,000 very quickly. Try it, and you'll get there within 1 month. I'm sure of that. For convenience purposes, you have a separate cashback wallet so that is you don't confuse it with other accruals or payments in your favor. You can top it up your deposit here or withdraw money from your deposit or perform any manipulations related to your cashback. So it's a 72% of deposit interest rate here that we offer. There is no other bank out there like that. So apart from helping you save 15%, you get 72% of deposit interest rate out there. There is no offer like that out there, especially when the company is an honest one, is a reputable one. And I think with this product, we can achieve our qualifications real quick. I wish for you to work harder. I wish for you to expand your horizons and achieve start 10 qualifications and hire quicker, because with this cashback service, anything is possible. Thank you. No, what? Oh, some flowers. Some flowers. You know, she didn't have a ticket, but she came down here from Barnaul. She got here, and she got into this room even without a ticket. That means she really wanted to get here. So, Kirill says, Dina was talking about an opportunity. A lot of people wonder where to start, what to do, what direction to take. I keep thinking back to the limitations that I had as an entrepreneur. When you start growing as an entrepreneur, you start scouring new opportunities, and I remember the advice of my biggest mentor. If you know what to do, start doing it. If you don't know what to do, do something at least, not to sit around on your hands. So if you don't know what to do, try talking to other people how to save some money on their expenses. So this is how you would make money out of spreading the word. And it's up to you whether you want to make a big business out of it or not. It's up to you. You'll make the decision later, and these decisions are very important. And back in the day, one of the biggest decisions that I made was to grow bigger, and I started looking for entrepreneurs. Some entrepreneurs are small time, they own their chop shops, but they can only handle that. But there are people who can take on big things like MLM things, creating new products and promoting major products. And I found some pattern in terms of goal setting. When you ask an entrepreneur, they may, what is your goal? They may answer, well, I want to make 1 million rubles, but don't focus on the million here. It's about the way getting to it. And I'm gonna like, how many clients do you need for that? He would be like 1,000 clients with 1,000 rubles. And I'm like, cool. But who's the leader in what you're saying? 1,000 clients is measurable, all bringing in 1,000 rubles each. And then I may ask, but why are you failing at that? And then the guy starts is at a loss for words. I What I don't like about this approach is when you are the leader. From your point of view, it means you want to get this money out of those guys. You really want the money. But you can change that. You can keep the 1,000 rubles and the 1,000 clients. And if you don't focus on the money but on the goals, it will change. And here the goal could be for you to have the will and desire to fix the cars of 1,000 rubles. If you just focus on the money, it's soulless. It's only about consumption. But if you start thinking like entrepreneurs, and if you start set your goals like the goal of fixing up 1,000 cars, it's not the best example out there, but it shifts your thinking to creation, and this kind of access your desire to suck money out of people. And once you um, get it out of yourself, or once you want to help people, people will feel around you, your clients, that it's not the money that you're chasing, but it's the will to help subconsciously. And you should stock, like, feel that in people. You should move people toward creation, or the will to creation. And I started thinking, I'm an entrepreneur, and I want people to get as much good as possible out of what I offer them, because I want people to stay with me. How can I improve here? How can I improve on that? And then I came up with a humanity project. And this is a logo. And this is answering my inner question of what is human and what is humanity, because we are a set of humans who consume, all with our own lifestyles and mindsets. We all eat, we all breathe. We're humans. We all know that, but if you start thinking about it deeply, in narrow terms, it's hard to give one description. And people around me love this idea. But I think being human is about the capability to take care of others. If you want to be a real entrepreneur, you need to take care of others. Apart from giving great products to people, clients often don't know what they want, but they know the places where they feel comfortable, and you have to make them feel comfortable. So this humanity token is there for you to measure your humanity. It's like a social task project, and it came from the charity project I Love Living. And within this project, we provide rehabilitation services and nutrition, meals, and medical aid to about 1,000 children suffering with cerebral palsy. We've been doing it for 2 years now. We respect the energy of money that is spent on charity. Lots of charity funds, they put money together, they spend, and then they spend it. 80% is spent on charity, and 20% is spent on the salaries of the staff. But we wanted to change our potential and respect the money of collecting this money on spending also. I mean, the children will keep their condition, and we need to keep providing for them for an indefinite period of time. Lots of funds, charity funds, are like content makers, and they buy like a piece of consciousness. And people who come there, sometimes they post stories of them investing some money or bringing a bag of goods to some orphanage. It's like buying a piece of consciousness, but our approach is different. Our token is there to measure your humanity. Our smart social capital works like this. Say, if we have one traditional dollar, and out of it, 80 cents is used to help the charity goal, and 20% for salaries. Our approach is different. 1 ruble or $1 is invested, and then the profits that it makes finances all the projects that we have now in mind. And here's where imagination started struggling, because we're trying to still to define it as some subdivisions or departments. But imagine 1 ruble can generate the effect of 4 rubles, as opposed to the basic model. So now we have this term, smart social capital. It's not even charity. Charity sometimes reeks of like scrounging and begging. But we want to be a strong force. We want to be a responsible company, and I want to be a responsible person. Everyone, all of you can be responsible holders of this token, and your rubles will work to create this social infrastructure. Your capital is made up of capital for 10 years or 15 years, but remember, a successful person who wants to improve the skill to care for the market and make money at the same time sometimes have to abstract from the money and to understand, even without money, what of good or what good you can be of what good you can be to the world or what use. And this humanity token is there to measure humanity. We wanted this project to be global, but for now it's only limited to Russia. One of the ideas is to provide catering to people, to set up environmental projects, some projects to help the Baikal. The profits on the social capital is what we're going to work with. So you can buy this token on our website, on the gethumanity.com website. Our job is to grow this capital so that this capital can serve the needs of society. Now we have a project to build free volleyball, football, and basketball playgrounds so that children in your neighborhood can play there. Now we're also working to build a clinic, which we're doing in the Republic of Tatarstan, and then we will extrapolate it to other regions. And within this project, we have another project. We can really, using the funds of this foundation, we would like to add some funds to socially important occupations, people who are in socially important occupations, like medical professionals, like doctors and teachers. And this project is there for people who understand that if they don't give away, if they don't give back, they won't get much. It's like reaping the harvest off of a land without investing back into the land, because of this land will become barren sometime if you don't take care of it. But we have to take care of the connection between society and us. I mean, society cannot exist only based on capitalism. There has to be other things, social things. I mean, children's camps are not really commercial, they don't pay off. But we still need them because we need them for our children to mix and socialize. So this token basically is shows how you're able to take care of others, which will help you grow as an entrepreneur and as a person. And you will feel satisfied not only because you have a new car and a new apartment, but also because you will be able to change this world for the better. Now, all questions related, we will answer questions related to our website later. Now, let's talk about what progress we have already made in regard to this project. To me, it was important to communicate the idea, the goal, to motivate you to join and to buy this token because this wallet will be your, how you basically will measure. You can see how the money you have invested over 5 or 7 years we will have improved society for the better. Okay, I want my slides. Now, as part of the project, 311 veterans are getting essential supplies. We're trying it out in the Republic of Tatarstan and then we will extrapolate it to other regions. We're testing the logical model now, how to get them to the veterans in compliance with all COVID regulations. Sports-wise, could you go back? So basically, we're now putting together an application that will connect delivery services and catering services, and people who are socially disadvantaged will get coupons, and if they when they present these coupons, they will be able to get their basic supplies, including food. Food. Now, sports-wise, we're testing this model to support it, to support sports. Grappling is the sport that we have been supporting. It's a wrestling type of sport, if I am not mistaken. I would like to comment on that. The reason why we're doing this is because before that I sponsored a children hockey team because I had a capital and the profits. I used portion of the profits of a certain capital to pay for the team to help young guys improve their skills, and then they ended up in the first place or the second place in their own league, and they outdid professional teams. And this is when I realized that when you invest like 1 ruble, so to say, into uh, guys that really need money, with the help of that money, they can really it can really motivate them, which can help them move forward. Also, when we have those playgrounds, there have to be people working there, and because of the profits that we make, we can pay twice as much to the salaries uh, to coaches, which would motivate them to work better and to nurture talent among young people. When I realized this, I realized how efficient these people would become. And also now we're doing preparatory work in Kazan to launch a number of playgrounds, a sports playground, sorry, a sports venue with 10, with 9 tennis courts and a big football field where children and students can go free of charge. Free of charge, because the profits of the Humanity Foundation will be sponsoring all of this. This is this yet underscores the social responsibility that we're focusing on, with traders making the profits and us using portions of the profits to pay for that. We will be launching it in September. Now go back to to my slides, please. And so I Love Living is now a sub program under Humanity. Some figures from April. In April, I Love Living aid to cerebral palsy children was 7 million, about 7.5 million rubles. We provided aid to 883 kids in April. In May, this figure will be 919 children, and they're getting it on a monthly basis. But we started out with one kid that we used this smart capital charity model that we help with. And also, We're looking to different sectors here. One of the sectors is education. Now we're putting together a project of a free online school for children from grade 1 to grade 11. Say you do sports, but you don't have time to attend some of the classes. You can get the same education online with better teachers, probably, or arguably, who will also give you homework and work with that homework with you. And it will work all across Russia, completely free of charge. This is education wise. You know, here we can basically get the attention of people who do social work, and we're also basically working on some premium or bonuses to the salaries of people who will be working for us so that they can feel better while working for us and developing society. This is what we're working on. Another our project, which has doesn't really have to do with humanity, but it has to do with responsibility, and we all love that word, and we all sometimes love rubbing it in when somebody doesn't have enough responsibility. But responsibility, in our interpretation, is the readiness to scale, to sort to pay with your time and your resources needed to prepare some projects, and money if something fails. And this is our concept of responsibility that we promote not only through humanity but also through the responsibility that we have to the country where we work. I mean, our partners pay 13% of income tax, and this is our responsibility to our country. And this pilot project um, is something we're testing in the Republic of Tatarstan only. We have, for now, 60 million rubles have been paid in taxes. So we have kept our promise, our responsibility. Thank you very much. Many thanks to the partners who pay their taxes. It means when you are responsible to the space where you're working, where you're creating things, and to the people with which you share a space, you get a lot more back. And we have tested this empirically. Thank you. And now we have questions and answers, I think. Okay, let's get over here and let's get ready to be barraged with questions. Okay, and you guys are gonna have microphones, one mic to the right and one mic to the left. If you have some questions you've never asked before, this is the kind of question that we're looking for. And if you have some trading question, related question, we have Edward who is still with us. 1 hour for questions and answers. If some of the questions overlap, we should do it. If there is something, some of the questions are extraordinarily good and interesting, then we'll should be more. Thank you for coming to Novosibirsk. I went to the conference in Moscow on the 23rd. Then I stepped my game up here. I have a question. My name is Alexander, by the way. I've been with Finiko since January this year. I topped my account up on the 6th of April this year. Following the video instructions, the money hasn't arrived in the deposit, on the deposit. So what's the question though? You wired money on the 6th of April, but the money is not there yet. I mean, it's about topping up or withdrawing? Topping up. I am in contact with the technical support. Were you watching the day before yesterday conference? We believe that some of the questions will be around technical support. This is also my focus of attention for now, since we're moving from old platform to the new one, which where we believe all the kinks of the previous platform out are solved, all these problems. So in technical support will be better. So if you let's work with technical support today like this. In his direct messages, Zygmunt can deal with all of your situations, and he's gonna be personally responsible for that. Please send a message to me with my ID and a description of the problem. I mean, I've been typing with technical support with April. I commented on that. Just, I mean, none of my messages was received. I mean, I have a number of accounts with much money in it, but I am displeased with technical support. Yes, I commented on that. It's a local thing. It has to do with some. Maybe it's the error. It was not on our side. Maybe it's on your side. Maybe you hadn't been following the instructions. Maybe you topped up a smaller amount or a higher amount. But I got your feedback, and I understand, and I agree that technical support could work better. It's $55,000 in limbo. I just answered. We're gonna personally handle it. I mean, these isolated cases caused by some mistake that the user may make happen. I accepted 2 months is a long time if it's really 2 months. Sometimes we start looking into a situation and it's not a matter of 2 months. It's sometimes the situations are less complex than users make them out to be. It happens sometimes, and we're gonna handle it because we're moving to a new platform. Hello. I would like to thank you guys for everything you're doing. Thank you. My name is Daniel from Chelyabinsk. I'm glad I'm here with you in Novosibirsk. My question is this.
С точки зрения дозволенности по исламу заработка трейдерами компании. Но один момент, поскольку каждый трейдер может торговать на тех инструментах, которым ему хочется торговать, если
instruments. But sometimes can traders trade like alcohol-related instruments because Islam would prohibit it? Edward, are you here? Yes, I'm here. Did you get the question? Yes. Could you comment on that? I don't know how to answer that. We trade instruments that are not Islam prohibited or allowed. We trade highly volatile instruments and futures, and the shares that we are also trading today depend on the bank. And even when trading futures, we cannot claim or be sure that the companies that pump all that oil don't invest in some alcohol. But I mean, are you trading like gun related or alcohol related shares? Could you, I think he is asking, I mean, traders trade the instruments that they want. I mean, some alts are not yet on the crypto market because there are so many of them. When trading alts, traders get their percentages, get their profits. They fix their profits, and sometimes these coins disappear quickly. I have a question about my personal account. My vouchers don't take into account 3,000 cypherons in personal traders, and now I still need 3,500 cypherons, but it's actually 500. I contacted technical support. They told me to wait for the voucher section to be renewed. So I'm waiting. Can you help me, or should I wait? I don't think I can help you. The voucher section has been renewed, and once it's renewed, all the people who had been selling but had CTI 1 or had sold CTI 1 but had CTI 2, it was seen as a mistake, but now it will be also registered in your mutual turnover. And then you'll get 3 vouchers once it has been renewed. But my sales were on December 1st and 5th. The first 3,000 was taken into account, and the second wasn't. But it was CTI 1 in both cases. Thank you. Okay, please write to me about it right now, and I will send this information. Hello, my name is Elena from Novosibirsk. I have 2 questions to get clarification about the Vladivostok conference 2 days ago. It's about the ZK35 product. You were saying about a car for 35%, and you said that unless the deposit is withdrawn, when the money is already there, but until, I mean, these 30 days don't start counting until you withdraw your money, and the same applies to property. Yes. And also, you said that you can withdraw 20% from your deposit, car deposit. No, this feature is not yet available, but we'll have it in the future. When though? This year. We'll do it this year. Once the new platform is introduced, we will do it. Okay. Now I have a question about property also. I remember you said that we should buy used real estate because we need to show supporting documents quickly and registration documents. But can you now buy real estate in a house that is built? Yes, but you have to be sure that this house will be built and you will have the keys and by the time the program finishes. Otherwise, you won't get the documents that you need to send or submit to the platform. What kind of documents are we talking? I mean, the list should be in the personal account, but there will be no purchase or sale involved because I'll be buying it from the construction company. But I'm saying it, I got it. Wouldn't it be better to use Finiko product for these purposes? Yes, the reason why I ask this to get a clarification. Thank you. Vladimir from Crimea. I would like to thank your team for organizing this meeting in Novosibirsk because I arrived on Saturday last week to work with my team, and I was glad that you came here. Well, technical support, yes, please step up your efforts, but that's it. That's all I want to say. I have a question about fin to fin. If your first application is rejected, can you apply for a second time? And how long do you have to wait for your application to be confirmed? Well, the fin market is a market of freedom of free borrowers because here we are the supplier for investors and for borrowers. It overlaps, but it's not to be confused, these 2 things. So applications are satisfied chaotically for now. There are no specific requirements to borrowers for now. And fin to fin is great, but there are some problems because as we use this system, some things occur. Sometimes because of the commissions, giving loans away becomes unprofitable because of 25% commissions. So we're looking for ways by using crypto instruments, but only through the FNK card and some other payment systems that they're putting together to wire funds to our users. Has anyone yet received a loan? Yes, but they have some problems with getting their money, withdrawing their money. Yes, and because of these perturbations, we cannot that we have to work out. Fin to fin is something that we're still working on. It's a standalone service, fin to fin, but I want it to be a point of guarantee, so to say. We have a venture fund, and we invest some of the funds into fin to fin borrowings or loans. It's like this 30% and 10% system, because we can generate guarantees to the loans through other ventures and businesses that we are developing and using. Thank you. And the main reason why I am taking this mic is because when I was in a meeting in Simferopol, so Simferopol is everywhere where you are, because first you also said you were in Simferopol while, but you're in Novosibirsk. So there was a guy whose son works in our office, and this guy, when he learned about Finiko, and I think it will pique your interest, every one of you. Vladimir is his name. For 20 years, he has been a publisher. He has his own factory. He produces great books. He has some state awards on the ministerial level. Sorry, we don't promote things like that here. So the book, one of the latest books that he published, it was called 20 Years of Ivazovsky. He said he was willing to give to you, but it's not beside the point. He wanted to give. He proposes to create a book on detailing the history of Finiko, how it develops, and he says that this book would be great for any manager, for every leader in their group. It would be a great instrument, and this book then can be sold. I hear you, I hear the concept. It's great in its own way. But I don't even have pictures of last year on my phone. But if there is a book like this, I hear you, Kirill says. But we have the concept of the ever-changing world. And in 2 years, people change completely. Instead of their molecules and atoms, so that are completely different of what they used to be 2 years ago. If someone were to fulfill this or bring it to fruition, it would be great. But I don't think there is anyone on our team who would make the effort. His email, he says he can go to Kazan in person and talk to the people who can help him with that. But there is no people who can help him with that, Kirill says. We can talk about other things, some project he wants to develop. But what if this book were to be a venture project? But Kirill wonders, what would be the point? Why waste the time? Our ventures are based on the hypothesis that they will pay off. But if you have an audience that will pay for it, we can talk. But we would like to talk figures here. What would be the audience? How much would I have to invest? But bloating the ego around our past, I don't think it would be the right thing to do. I hear your message, I hear your love, but I would love to turn it for it to pay off. If this book were to serve some needs, and if you said that there is 1,000 people willing to buy this book and they have made the advance payment already, then we could support it. Maybe I should pitch this idea to someone else. Okay, who? Okay. Do you want to give us the idea or the physical book? No, just the idea. Okay, here's the idea. Thank you. Hello, my name is Nastya. The first thing I want to ask you about is fin to fin. Now there is a problem with loans. When will fin to fin work? I don't know. Okay. Now, humanity-wise, is it only available in the Republic of Tatarstan? No, we can't announce all the projects now, but it's not only in the Republic of Tatarstan. Nastya, can you show the slide with the email which is there to collect proposals for different types of social projects? All these, and our strategy picks these the best projects. If your project fits our requirements, then we will answer you. If we don't answer, it means that we were not interested. This is the email. Okay. And the third question, it's about the platform that is being launched, FNK.com. When will we be able to top up fiats? And when it's available, what would be the commission? Because when comparing like Total and Binance, I mean, the choice depends on the commission kept by the platform. I repeat, if it's SWIFT or SEPA, the commission will only be limited to the commission of the bank. But the transaction commission would be 1 or 1.5%, and this would be the safest deal or transaction that we can cut for you. When you're buying cryptocurrencies from T2P platforms, so there's lots of scam schemes that we're trying to fight also. But here it will be just a bank transfer from your account, from your to your European account, Russian account to European account, and then the conversion. The transaction would cost about 15 to $30, and then the conversion fee will depend on the amount of the transaction. Hello, my name is Nina. I would like to thank Kirill and his team for being here. I would like to thank the leader for putting together an audience like this here. Now I have a question about the card that's coming out. The banking card. Are they going to be free? Are they going to be electronic? Or are they going to be physical? If physical, how are they going to be delivered? Well, by post. Or by courier. You mean physical? Physical cards will be delivered by courier. And you can add them to Apple Pay and Google Pay. Thank you. Hello, I'm Tatiana from Novosibirsk, from around here. I have a question about your education degrees, your school. Will it be able to issue a school diploma that can be used to enroll in a university? I'm not sure, but possibly. We're considering that. I mean, the practice itself does not exist. And we're having dialogue with the Ministry of Education. Second question. So, as part of the school, we should have some pedagogical master classes that can live in some other regions away from yours, so that they can share these practices with you online. We're working on that now. It's a lot of work, but we're going to support you with everything we have. Thank you. Another question, which is a small question, but it worries some of my partners. The cash bank accruals are falling or lowering. They say that with new receipts being uploaded every day, Which of the receipts work 150 days? Sorry, don't get the question. So you mean that initially your payments were $3 per receipt and then it was $2.5 per receipt? Why? But are the receipts being uploaded daily? Yes and no, because the receipt works for 150 days, and then its time finishes, and then it has to another receipt has to catch up for the payments not to lower. But usually, kind of, you take a receipt picture of a receipt today, and then in 2 days, so it leads to these fluctuations. If you were uploading receipts every minute, so to say, then it would be more or less the same. See, I upload the receipts on the first date of the month. I keep collecting them first, and then I upload them. I have received my first $1,000, and then I upload the next receipts on the first date on the next month. So these receipts work for 150 days. If there were only 150 days in 1 month, and then but our months have a varying number of days between 28 to 31. So and there is a difference between and there is a difference rising or happening because of that. So it's not a failure within the system. Well, I didn't understand it completely from what you said, but I mean, where I'm a senior person, some things are wasted on me. Oh, I don't think so. I think you're just being modest. But anyways, I would like to thank you. During the first conference in Novosibirsk, while you were on your way to Yakutia, I remember you saying that if you don't understand something, it doesn't mean that it won't work. And it made me invest in the company because my pension was low and I didn't have much to start out with, and now my capital is bigger. I thank you with all my heart. So now you're feeling different. Yes, but it doesn't mean that your requirements. I mean, even if you didn't understand something at the beginning and then you understood something, doesn't mean that you have to be complacent. You need to keep raising the bar. Yes, I know, it took me a lot of time to study how to withdraw money from Binance, so sometimes I use the help of others. But this is the battle you're fighting right now, for inside your brain, in the moment. I mean, somebody may be quicker, some may be slower. Don't mind it. Thank you. Alexander from Novokuznetsk. I have one simple question. It's more it's more up Marat's alley. You did a good thing. You introduced a good thing recently. FNK withdrawals for CTI1 and CTI2. Now for CTI1 you have this rolling bar to adjust the percentage. Would you introduce that rolling bar for cashback? Maybe for the CBS one. Yes, we would, I think. I didn't do it. It was Zygmunt who did it. No, I'm responsible only for the technical part of the token, for the technical filling. Okay, we'll do it. No, I think this would be great for those, especially those who love your token. But what would be the advantage of that commercially. I mean, there might be some bugs and a whole list of things to check. But it would fuel the token also. Yes, of course, fire away, do it. Okay, we'll do it. Okay, thank you very much for that. Hello, my name is Galina. I'm here from Ulan-Ude to thank your team and technical support for helping us in a very non-standard situation when we were uh, depositing money to Index One. We didn't pay her to say that. We didn't pay her to say that. Could you speak closer to the mic? We wired funds to the wrong platform, and we managed to get it back, and we got it on the 26th of May. I wrote all of you, I sent you direct messages, and I kept writing emails to technical support every day, and they did it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hello, Nina from Omsk. My question is this: I own a TTM bank card, and a few of my partners are abroad, and now they're asking whether they should register or get a TTM card to get payments from Finiko, or to wait for your euro or dollar card. Why not do both? Marat is wondering. I mean, they're the ones to decide. So both cards, you say, would be Finiko cards. No, TTM is a separate standalone project, but they want it to be like a Finiko owned card. Then they will have to wait for our euro or dollar card to come out. Thank you. Hello, I'm Alexei from Novosibirsk. My wife is with Finiko, and I thank you for introducing us to the market of cryptocurrencies. We've been studying it, and I joined it also because of my wife. But before that, I had to study it. But now, Bitcoin's the Bitcoin has is falling, and people have lost some money. And if Bitcoins keep falling, the Bitcoin keeps dropping in value. What is going to happen? Will there be stop losses? Would you stop payments to us because of the adjustments? But it doesn't matter whether it's high or low. It doesn't affect how much money you're getting. I mean, if we were just if we just bought some bitcoins and we didn't do anything with it, we could experience some problems. But there are future positions, and we short our bitcoins, among other things. I mean, we make a lot more money out of drops than rises because it's only natural. Hello, I'm Ivan from Novokuznetsk. Make some noise, Novokuznetsk. I have a number of questions. Make some noise again and again. A partner of mine typed his last name twice during the verification, and the same thing happened to one guy from Vladivostok. They did the made the same mistake during the verification. I mean, does anyone check verification documents or not? Yes, but there is a margin of error 0.09 from the overall number of pictures and passports loaded. We started out with 7%, and now it's 0.09%. It's much better. And when you notice a mistake, please report it. We won't address it right away because it's our subcontractor that's doing all the work, but we collect all the data once a month and submit it to them, and they keep, and it's learning with us. and they understand that it's not V but 8. I mean, it's not the letter V but 8. So keep giving us that feedback. Thank you for that. I buy bitcoins through P2P exchangers, and I am a Tinkoff bank user, and Tinkoff blocks my transactions because of the 115 federal law related to scams. They keep blocking it, and they always ask me to write an application that I will never make transactions like that again, but I keep making them. My question is, would it apply to FNK cards, and what would how can I change the situation with Tinkoff? The bank, well, you can change their chairman or something, rewrite their credit policy, but all kidding aside, you can sue the bank, and because it has no right to do so, and you would spend your time, your money, your resources on that. Our card, however, would have no blocks like that, and P2P exchange wise, you can trade and sell and buy and then take it to your card when you need it. I know that the biggest problem right now, what what I'm saying is, instead of getting the money out every day, you can basically do it once a month. So instead of lots of small payments, it would be one bigger payment that would draw less attention from the bank because of smaller frequency. Would bailiffs have access to FNK cards? Another question. The Russian banks, yes, much like any other Russian bank, we have to follow some rules set by the central bank. Well, see, bailiffs have no access to cards initially. They have access to deposits, so they have to send a letter of enforcement to a financial institution subordinate to the central bank. And so can they send a letter of enforcement like that to you to block the account? Yes. So still, you will have to follow the rules of the central bank, but it would not apply to the euro card. And I think this client should use the ZK35 product for now. Thank you. Thank you for your questions. Good afternoon, Kirill and the team. Thank you for everything you're doing. My name is Yunaksana. I'm a 7-star partner. I would like to warn everyone about legacy or heritage in my team. On the 5th of May, a person 40 years old got registered and registered his wife. He topped up the index, but on the 16th of May his heart stopped and he died. And I'm texting technical support, and 3 operators are in touch with us asking for different documents. If possible, Zygmunt, I think a single operator should be assigned to a situation like this. I don't know how this stuff works within your company. The question is, he didn't specify the heir, the successor, and now he has vouchers, and I have a letter from my wife. She wants this voucher to be activated because they're running out soon. And my question is this. We send the documents, they are being reviewed. How long will it take? I have another sad story. In late April, my husband died. And I was also chatting with your technical support about that, but I got no answer yet. It's still being reviewed first. can you shoot a video on YouTube and post it on YouTube uh, to warn people so that they should specify their errors when they're registering. So there's two situations involving the death of two people, untimely demise, and now the consequences of this situation have to be handled within the system, either to withdraw the money or to for it to be handed uh, over to some other person. My problem in my situation, the error is specified because so you should ask for the ID of the person. Yes, it's here in my letters. Everything is there. Then, can you send it? Can you give it to us? Can you hand it over to us? But his wife is registered under him. Okay, thank you very much. So please, you know, when a system gets bigger, things like that happen, and we will keep improving the algorithm for that. Initially, the practice of specifying errors should be communicated by all of you, leaders of your groups, in the successor section. And, and now we do not mind basically uh, transferring the amount of the deceased to his wife, but we would not want to be involved in any litigation over legacy. So specify your heirs on your own. If they show up, then we will keep the will of the deceased. And the wife asks for the vouchers to be activated. We will have to look into it. I don't know yet. So you'll get in touch with her to this ID. Yes, I will look at the application and we will go on that. Zygmunt, they sent you a personal message, but you didn't respond. Okay, yes, so thank you very much for this. We will look into it, check into it. You know, a year ago, I learned about Finiko and my financial situation was very bad, and I built my Finiko group, team through the internet, and I handled all my financial debts. And despite the passing of my husband, my family is financially secure. So thank you very much for helping us like that. This is a big lesson for any woman. Sometimes men leave. When they leave for good. So you have to have a plan for what you're gonna do when your man is gone. So you have to have a plan. What if for a time when there is no one for you to count on? Hello guys, I have a question. On the 14th of May, my car program finished and $28,000 was supposed to land on my account, 2,077,000 in rubles. On the 20th of May, it was not 2 million, but it was 1,713,000 that arrived on Binance. Technical support said that the Bitcoin did arrive, and now I have to wait for the Bitcoin to rise. This is what they said. Did they really say for you to sit around and wait? But they deleted this chat in Telegram. I mean, we have no technical support on Telegram. We have no Telegram technical support account. Technical support only communicates with the users through emails, but no one answered me. We have no technical support chat. Telegram support chat. Technical support chat. But how can you help me fix this? Because Finiko said it's 2,077,000 rubles. Well, but we speak in dollars, right? We always talk dollars. Let me finish my thought. We talk dollars and we say that we use volatile instruments. Right. They're volatile. So we both bear equal risks. When you made the decision to withdraw the money, you took on risks, including those of high or low volatility, depending on the market. It all depended on the market. Now you can wait for the rate that is there now, or you can use the money, reinvest the money in some other product. Now you're trying to place the responsibility for us to that we lower that amount. No, no, I'm not doing that. But see, we talked dollars and we talked cryptocurrency when we were making that deal. And here's two stages of volatility. It may depend on the dollar to ruble and Bitcoin to ruble. So I should have been focused on dollars instead of rubles. Yes, rubles are like a mechanism that is used in Russia, but we operate in the currency that can be forecast more or less. But for I will have to pay for my car, and I mean in the documents for my car will show rubles, and I'm like I don't have the minimum amount. Why not? The minimum amount is 75% of the 1.7 million and 2 million are within 75%, within that 25%. The margin is 25%, not 15. It's 500,000 rubles. And the difference is 300,000 rubles, or 200 and something thousand rubles. It's about 300,000 rubles. Okay, thank you guys. I hear you. I hear you. But instead of being anxious, you should lessen from it and get an experience, gain some experience from that. And by knowing that you should have basically done something different. I mean, a guy I know also had a situation like that. But once we discussed it with him, he accepted that the risks that he was taking at the moment. Another question, when you are wiring funds to a person, no matter the wallet, when is the rate of the Bitcoin EZT fixed, so to say? This is a median price for incoming funds of yesterday, so you mean the day before it comes to my account? Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being so polite and concise. Hello, my name is Andrei from Novosibirsk. I have a question about my personal account. In my personal account, there is the low risk model section. It's not filled now, but the new platform will offer something there. Ventures, I think. Or maybe we should remove it. The new platform won't have this. We're decreasing the risk by adding high risks. So this is how it works. I mean, fin to fin is, 46%. But we understand that the source of money from other markets can be cheaper or a little bit more expensive, but fin to fin is basically is for you. I mean, it would be easier for you to use fin to fin services instead of growing some other services within Finiko. I have a question about ventures. Joining venture projects, it depends on you and the number of stars you have. Used to believe it didn't, but now, yes. Starting from star 10, who will vote for what projects to finance and what projects not to finance. So they will be available for you once you reach star 10 status. I mean, to get there, to have ventures, to invest in ventures, you have to feel comfortable, to be ready to invest. I mean, and to be able to accept the negative consequences of uh, investing in something that doesn't pay off. So it's going to be a club of 400, 500, 600 people voting for where to invest and how to invest. Okay, my last question is to Zygmunt. Unified marketing and three vouchers. This is what I want to ask you about. So those will apply once we move to the new platform because I have two vouchers that arrived, but the third voucher, am I gonna get it when you have rolled out the new platform? Yes. Thank you. Hello everyone. Kirill, Edward, Marat, Zygmunt. Me and my structure would like to thank you for what you're doing. Cool stuff. My team sometimes think that the people who are behind the mic were paid, but I guarantee that I wasn't paid. I'm a real person that's out there making money. And I would like to dispel one line of thinking of people who claim that they can't build a structure because nobody believes them. But I came from a little settlement of 10,000 people in Cameroon, a very poor place. Only 10,000 residents, and it took me 2 months to reach star for status. I mean, all these things are in your head. In my business plan, it took me 1 year. In my plan to make vice president within 1 year, and I'm good. When I rewatch this later, it's gonna motivate me. That's provided we don't cut it out. So my question is, can I use different Finiko wallets to wire funds to one Binance wallet? Because me and my wife have different accounts in Finiko. Can we send it to one Binance wallet? Some users do it, but sometimes they're faced with a problem when their applications are made with the 1 day difference. They can't really understand which amount belongs to who. So I would caution against this. So one wallet, basically, so like two transactions from two wallets, when arriving at one wallet, they can be seen as one transaction. On the FNK application, you'll be able to create 3 to 4 Bitcoin addresses within one account. Okay, it's worth waiting for. On the 12th of May, I invited a partner to CTI 1, and I had CTI 2 back then. I got the voucher, but I didn't get the 5% referral. I wrote to you, Zygmunt. I wrote to technical support. I know it's weird. They told us about it in Vladivostok, and we'll figure it out. We need some time for that, and we will give it to you. But the voucher time is limited. All the problems related to that, we will fix it, and we will send all of you 3 vouchers. Thank you. Maybe you're the one getting those vouchers and that 5%. What are you talking about? Hi. How are you? My name is Yegor Levichev. I'm from Tomsk. I left my school to come here. I want to ask about the school, online school. Are they going to teach marketing plans, teach how to build big companies and become investors in your school? If I were in your shoes, I'd choose another hobby, but Yes and no. I don't know because I think what I'm doing now would or may lose relevance for pedagogical models of education. But what we're teaching, what we may teach you, may lose its relevance when it's your time to make money. I suggest you just play, have more fun because people, when they are adults, they may get stuck in what they didn't do when they were age and start doing those things when it may be toxic for their occupation. So try to get as much fun out of your life now and try to make money out of some crypto technologies, something that your brain can comprehend but mine can't, or the brains of your parents can't, who may believe that they know what you need now. The biggest wisdom they can show you is allow you to comprehend areas that me, Marat, can't comprehend, Zygmunt can't comprehend because of just and trying to understand how you can make money out of new information that comes along. Thank you, because we may be wrong. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Everyone is so smart and clever in Tamichi. My name is Vitaly Semyonov from Tomsk. I run an office and I have a few questions. First, I would like to thank you, Nastya. We can't see her. Could you applaud to her because she's running this show, organization-wise. Okay, for individual entrepreneurs, sorry, I don't get your question. For entrepreneurs who service Finiko, there is a company called Cyphron FNK Ltd. I mean legal companies, not individual entrepreneurs. And the FNK platform, who does what, who's responsible for what is the interconnection? It's a trade secret because it's a part of intellectual property for a company, for our company. You're asking it because you have something in mind. Yes. Let's start with this to keep parity here. Because when we're doing master classes, webinars for our partners and newbies, we promote the products and we tell about the company. Sometimes they ask me what is the legal basis of the company. The legal name is Saffron FNK. This is the legal form sufficient to operate across the globe. In some countries, we have companies with additional licenses, and we will announce it once we get the question. But it's enough to operate all over the world. We can't get registered in Russia because there is no uh, tax code that would allow us to work with cryptocurrencies. It should be enough for any newbie. So all non-physical structures have their own legal entities. No bank can work without a license or the permission of legal entities. But the legal basis is always a trade secret in a company when it comes to a company. But the most important thing is that the company works and the people get their money. Yes, I understand that. Um, I suggest most of you go to the document section and read all the documents. Okay, I have a question about the FNK card. So basically, I will be able to use my FNK card to once I got my money from the car program or the apartment program. Yes, no limitations on sales. How do I get to your club? It's a chaotic thing, but what do I do? Usually you write to my direct message. You have to write twice or thrice. You know, see how it works. As I move around, I cannot guarantee any time. But I know that maybe I'll be in Moscow between these dates, and between 10 or 11, I know that I can do some, sorry, online course. And then I may ask someone to write me on Monday at 11. If it works out, we will do it with you. And I will also ask you to provide some notes, some your points, talking points. If I see some good 4 or 3 talking points, we'll do it. But I may forget you about that time, or may not have enough time, or we'll do it on Tuesday at 9. If you think you need that, just keep writing to me until I answer. There's lots of people writing to me, and I cannot physically guarantee that you can all go live with me. I have a small announcement. The owners of Finiko offices, especially in Tomsk, we have created a board game of financial literacy that helps newbies and experienced users of Finiko wrap their head around the products offered by Finiko. You can find on YouTube or Instagram. Vitaly Simonov offers an innovative model. I don't recommend it, but if you want to learn more about it, to get an opinion or a perspective, please try it. Did anyone use it? Applaud. Yes, some people are applauding. Yes, I would. This is one of the reasons why I would love to accept your invitation to a live talk, because this is an interesting model. Hello, Ms. Karachevna from Novosibirsk, Bolshevik Streets 103. This is where my office is at. But here, I would like to thank the the video production team of Finiko. They came to our office last year. They were shooting a film about our office, and I woke up famous. They were shooting it in September and December. They were. It was out, and they were still calling me, asking me whether we're actors or something. No, or you're bad actors. I mean, I have a husband he's a Soviet engineer. We joined Finiko to get our problem solved, financial solved. I mean, that diagram you drew, Kirill, at the beginning was where we were to join the company. We sold our car, and I was in the video actually sobbing. And I would like to say that she also attends our clubs. But a few weeks ago, because the company gave us a premium for reaching star 9 and star 10 statuses and using the ZK35 program, we bought a good new car. We used to have a mortgage of 25 years. We paid for 8 years. 17 years is the amount I have in arrears. But this year I repaid it. We weren't using the program, but we paid it off through the CTA indexes and the referrals. I take a bow to you because you work wonders. You know, you know. Imagine this: they're getting like calls. They're getting calls from producers because they wanted to be looking for great actors, and they are dissatisfied because they're not. Hello, I'm Igor from Kemerova. First question was just answered by someone else. The second question, it's about crypto news. Ethereum should have a lower commission for transactions. Can I move to USDT? Would it be possible to withdraw money in USDT? It's not about commissions, it's about the organization of the structure of USDT structure. Lots of bugs, lots of errors related to USDT, something that we faced, and lots of people were dissatisfied, and so we discarded this idea. Bitcoin works, and it's a valid thing. I mean, lots of people were dissatisfied with falling bitcoins, but everybody was happy when it was growing and spiking. Somebody sent me a joke when the Bitcoin had spiked. He said, I mean, I received so much money, I want to share some with you. And then Marat sent him the idea of his wallet, and the guy never wrote anything else in return. So you should look at it from a greater perspective. I mean, some things you win more, sometimes you lose some. Okay, I have a question from one of my partners. She's from Kuzbass. She bought a car in November when this tax thing started in Tatarstan. She received a notification that you received the money and you need to pay taxes. But the cipherons never came to her wallet, but they're asking to some reporting. I mean, if there is no tax section, but she received a notification. It was a push that everyone received. No, she was panicked. She doesn't need to worry because she's from a different region. Anyway, I would like to wrap up by saying that thank you. Final question, Kirill, Marat, Zygmunt, Edward. Could you speak closer to the mic? Yes, the only two reasons that motivated me to take the mic was to express gratitude to you for giving people the opportunity to get out of their debt and become more well off. Uh, and I have two kids. I was working two jobs, and now I'm educating and bringing my kids up the way I want. I can give them spare more time for them because now I can make 100 or about $4,000 per week, and I used to take me half a year to make that money. You have a mega brain, Kirill. Thank you very much. I wish you prosperity. Thank you. Well, it was a very warm welcome. Thank you very much for that. And now, if some of you that you can are convinced that you can join our company and improve your financial status, you should stick around and listen to the next speaker. It's a guy from around here. Where is the speaker? Oh, there she goes. Olga is now going to tell you how you can make money out of partnership with you. Thank you very much, Kirill says again. Bye, everyone. Good evening, everyone. There is so many guys here who was monitoring the Bitcoin rate a while ago. Yeah, some people do it every minute, every passing minute. My name is Olga Lexico. I have 10-star status in Finiko. I used to be a teacher. Any teachers here? Any professors? Yes, I used to be like you. 1.5 ago, I was in the same shoes, in the same seat, listening to Kirill as he was talking. But thank you very much for sticking with us. Thank for being here with us, because you're here to. Here you can get some useful information. With 16 years of teaching under my belt and a small consulting company, I thought 1.5 years ago that it was enough. But with enough money, I mean, money is never enough. Enough money is never enough. And 1.5 years ago, I visited one of Finiko's presentation on the 30th of December 2019. I decided to make myself a gift, and the index was $1,000. Then I only had 30,000 rubles. I called my mom. We chipped in, and so we bought index one. Back then, I was just wanted to be a Finiko client, and I didn't think I would spread the word or use Finiko's partner affiliate programs. But once we see that something is promising, and once our financial state improves, you start to spread the word to help others. And before talking about marketing, you need to prepare, do some homework, and for that you need to understand your money is coming from, where you're getting your money. Some say money is energy. Economist says it's a universal instrument of exchange. But if so, why some people have more money, some less? What do you think it depends on? My partners know that because I talk about it in my presentations, but it depends on what is going on in your head. With money being paid for labor or work, so to have more money, you need to work more. Then tell me, do you think billionaires work 10,000 times more? So I would like to tell you that everything depends on what is going on in your head. If you have enough brains to use a broom and sweep the floor, this is the amount you're going to make. But if you're creating some valuable things or sharing some valuable information that changes the lives of those people, then you will be getting a lot more money. I just said that I was making pretty good money, or enough money, but I realized that I could not really control my money or could not control my expenses. I went to the Millionaire Club, and then I read the Robert Kiyosaki book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And there is this concept, the concept of money, cash flows, and this is how it helped me step up my LM game. Do you know what it is? If not, let's revisit it. So, this quadrant of cash flow is an instrument that divides people into groups depending on where they're getting their money. P is work, C is business owner or your employer. This is big business. This is the business. This is where you have people working for you. And here we have investments. Here you can make money from the sector where you're working. This is the left side of the quadrant where we have people with poor thinking, and it's hard to reach some high level of incomes because you're depending financially on your employer. And every business, small business, have its financial limits. I always wanted to get there to this right side with there's lots of resources and opportunities. But making investments without knowledge is hard. But we have professional traders who can share. But we have here traders doing the trading for us. So in order to go from here or there are three ways. The first one is to create a big business, but for this you need big money, always. The second thing is a franchise, and I used to have it in my life, and it cost money, and during the 2008 crisis it fell apart. The third thing is MLM. Raise your arms if you don't like MLM. Not so many people, just a few hands. And I wanted to do MLM also, but there were many of them out there on the market, and I knew that. Um, Initially, I was in another MLM. I made lots of contacts there, and then I went to Finiko. There's this thing called secret financial triangle with three factors affecting your financial state, and all of them are present in Finiko. On top here is three components. D represents doing. I mean, the doing of something, some action to change your financial state for the better. There is no rich man out there who hasn't done anything. A guy who makes $1 million doesn't stop there. They keep making more. But a person that wins a lottery, do they really become rich or rich? I mean, they usually spend most of their money and go back to their previous financial state. So we have to keep doing. And if you believe that you want to make money, have the goal of making money just to live it up and sit around on your hands, this is your top end because you will still be doing something, but you will choose the right activities. You'll be doing what you like and not something that you dislike. And the next thing is your circle, the company you keep. A lot depends on it. During financial literacy courses, they told me, do you want to know how much you're gonna make? What is your financial limit? Look at the 15 people you are close with, look at their incomes, and just calculate the average amount. It was 40,000 rubles that I arrived at. After I did the math, I realized that I was not going to change the company I was keeping, and I didn't know what to do, where to go, and this was actually my financial limit. Even when you have a small business, you can make more money today and make a lot less money tomorrow. In our company, we have great people. I'm visiting all the trainings. And the third component of your financial status is your vision. Being not satisfied with what you have. You have to set goals not only for 5 years, but for 15 years, for 20 years. Anyone here have a goal for 25 years? Yes, some of you do. It means you may go places. Okay, let's start with the marketing plan. I know you're tired, but I'll take you through it quickly. Just let me get the hang of this pointer here. Our company offers a number of products which we can divide into a number of groups. Some of them give us stars and additional cash flows and products that can bring us money. Can you make money without having money is the question I get from my partners. I tell newbies, yes, you can make money without having money here. So let's divide our products into two parts, CTI 1 and CTI 2, CBS 1, which is the cashback service. Then we have the 35%. Then we have the apartment program and the car program, Finiko product and Finiko life. So here's how we make money in our company. You can be a client, join a program like buy an apartment or a car for 35% of the amount and then once you get it, you don't come back. But since you're family and friends and you share with them the news, they might want to join you too. CTI 2 is now has $1,000 as a lower bar. CTI 1, $20,000. CBS 1, $100. When you tell a person There is a deposit. You can make a deposit in our company, which brings it 22%, 21% at minimum. You get 5% for your personal sales. It's $1,000, which is your payment, one-time payment. You get from it's $50 from CTI2, and the same applies to CBS. And once you start moving up the career ladder, moving up the ranks, you're gonna get 3% off of the deposit. 3% from the incomes of deposits within your structure up to level 10, inclusive. And these are the products that can give us stars. But, and here you need to have money to start working because it involves a deposit. But if we're talking car programs, apartment programs, Finiko Life or Finiko product, here first you need to try to do it on your own. If you don't do it, just share information about it. And here is how it works. AT35, KV35. I'm pretty sure lots of you want to buy a better car, a newer car. Of course, there are people who have no apartment, but they want to buy an apartment because they're tired of renting and being a tenant. When you invite someone to buy a product like that, you get 5%. So if a person deposits 350,000 rubles, the inviter gets 5% from that, and within the period of 12 months, the contract runs 4 months. But over the course of 12 months, the company pays you 1% out of 350,000 rubles, which is 3,500 rubles. And when you multiply it by 12, it amounts to 42,000 rubles, and on top of that we have 17.5 thousand rubles, which is the amount you're gonna get in return for a person who decides to improve their their living conditions, or who buys a new car because of that, because it's a lot cheaper this way, and it works both ways for both parties involved. Oh. So the next product is called ZK35. Close your debt for 35% of the total amount. So if you still are 1 million rubles in debt and you still have to pay it for 10 to 15 years, so then you deposit 350,000 rubles, you get 5% from that instantly, which is 17.5. And over the course of 10 months, while you're getting your payments, you get 1% from the payment, which is 1,020 rubles multiplied by 12 months. It equals the amount for one person. I mean, the whole country has got loans. I mean, almost everyone has got loans. Yesterday I was talking to some friends. Most of them had 4 to 5 loans, and this helps you help your friends and make some money out of it too. But don't think about making money, think about helping your people. Once their life improves, so they're gonna be real grateful to you. Once their debts are gone, or repaid, they can go in and get a new perspective on life. Finiko Life is the next product. Here, payments depend on the regularity or period of payments that the user selects So you get 5% of as a one lump sum payment, and then you get 1% depending on the period payment period that the user chose. It can be once a week, once a month, once in 3 months, once in 6 months, and once a year. If it's once in 6 months, you get 1%. How many times a year? Twice. If it's once a year, you're gonna get a 1% once from, say, like the deposit, which can, for example, 480,000 rubles. 1.5 years ago, I could not have dreamed of reaching star 10 status because I didn't think I could find so many people, and now it's like a snowball. My partners' lives are improving financially, and they keep spreading the word, and things are getting better and better all around. We also have Finiko product. It's like it works or it functions much like ZK or KV35. So if you invite someone, you get 5% as a lump sum payment from the amount of the contract and 1% over 12 months. Now I have over 5,000 people in my team. And I have a steady cash flow, and I never cared about that. It kind of came on its own. Yes, we have an office, and the stats of my office show that the top product. What do you think the top product is? CTI is not cannot not everyone can afford CTI now. It's Finiko product, of course, and second comes the car program, the apartment program, and then the rest. Because you have no constraints here. You can open up like a number of products here in a day. And this is a table that shows you how to make new stars. What matters here is your personal deposit and the group turnover. To, first, you need to like set the goal of reaching star 1 status. It may be hard, and then it's like a snowball. To get there, you have to have a deposit of $1,000. Now CTI 1 costs $20,000. CTI 2 it's $1,000. To make $1,000, deposit CTI 1 and CTI 2 deposits are unified, so you can just have a CTI 1 2 deposit, 10 people invited, each bringing in $1,000, and you get 3% off of the amount of the payments that they receive, the people you invited every day. $5,000 is the 5-star status, and that's the amount that you need to have on your deposit. And here, the turnover has to be $100,000, and you get 3% from 5 levels under you, and you will get your first premium from the company, 500 cypherons, which they can use. And then at star 6, you have to monitor how your partners are working. Apart from your personal deposit, you have to have people in first line who are making new stars. That's clear. Okay, you're clear on that. Let's proceed. See at star 10, see how much you're getting from the income. It's 3.5%. In money terms, it's No, I'm not going to disclose how much I make, but so it's star one is $260, which is the minimum income you make. Today it's 73.5 rubles for dollars. Star two 380, one $1,600 for star five, which is the minimum. The minimum I'm talking. Usually it's more. Star 10, say the minimum figure is $11,000. You know, the salary of a teacher, um, you know, you may know what it's like, but I'm not gonna disclose any figures. But my incomes have multiplied by 100 times in the past 1.5 years. So do the math, and it also feels good helping people. There used to be 10 stars only, but now we have network director, vice president, and counselor. The deposits are different. It may seem scary and impossible to get there, and now I'm near, but it's quite close. But now I'm nearing network director. One more thing. When you are inviting people, not all of the volumes end up in your turnover. Say if you invite an Anatoly for $20,000, your group turnover will have $20,000 because it's your first line. But when Anatoly invites Igor, and Igor is your second line, here you have 70%. From line the third line it's 50%, from the fourth line 30%, from the fifth line 20%, and so on. The reason, I mean, some people may fear MLM or be disgusted by MLM. Here you don't have to invite everyone aggressively, you just have to share information bit by bit. The reason why I think you're gonna make it here is because you all used to be one of 20 million spermatozoids that entered the womb. One, and you won that race. You won. You're all heroes. You and everyone is a hero. You defeated those other spermatozoids. You couldn't walk. You couldn't talk. You couldn't read. You couldn't drive. At some point in time, but you learned to do that. But to get rich, you have to imitate the steps of rich people. 97% of, I mean, 97% of rich people are self-made, and you're gonna make it too. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your attention. I know you're tired, and I hope I've been of use to you. Thank you. Any questions? Thank you. No, we were just we were not talking about offices. We were talking. I was here to convey some general information to people. We can talk offices later. Thank you.